Welcome back, everybody. I think I should open every video with that obnoxious voice. Full disclosure, it's been several days since I recorded from this profile, so let me just take a moment to remember what I've done. Oh, have we looked at this in this profile? Look at that. Can you see that? It's really small. I can read the word. It's really hard to read from here. That word says nuance. It's easy for me to read because my giant brain and perfect eyesight and complete lack of any sort of diseases or respiratory problems. Um, let's put a pin in that. Okay, I have the knight's power because I have the armory. I believe I used the axe for the third and final time. Oh, good, I have a keycard to start. So I kind of don't need the knight anymore for the armory. It's got some useful stuff, but I don't ever really need it. Although I think I'll keep it around for just a bit so I can get the self-igniting torch and try to light the candles in the tomb that I saw. And, right, we saw candles in the tomb and as well the trading post dynamite. There might be other things we could light with the candles, but off the top of my head I don't know. But if we do that, then I can just get rid of the knight's power and take a different one. Speaking of the chest puzzle, down there's the cracked wall. We have the tip from the safe house. It showed the cracked wall, but I'd already seen the cracked wall. We can just use the power hammer on that. So I'm going to try to get a power hammer. Sanctum keys. That's the other thing. We've done four. We've done 4 sanctum keys. We've done the first one. We got the one in the music room. We got the one in the clock tower, and we got the one in the safe house. We'll just talk about that. I think that's where we are, puzzle-wise. We're going to want to get a bunch of trophies for a reason I don't remember offhand. Oh, right. Blue tents. We haven't done that either. We need 8 trophies for it. So let's just start exploring the house and see where this day takes us. Oh, I also remember this is the file that I have 2 spare rooms on. And I swear I said no to spare rooms and yes to funeral parlor, but the game had swapped that on me. So I still only have 1 funeral parlor and I have 2 spare rooms. But that's okay. It's not the end of the world. I'm going to do something with spare rooms, I hope, at some point. Which one would I prefer? I'm going to take the den here. Oh, it has a trunk in here anyway. And let's see if I can get a nice conservatory. Yeah! So what can I adjust here? Hey, I got that attic. The attic, I want that to be common dead end. I definitely do. I've removed the drafting cost. It no longer costs gems. 8 items. Yeah, sure, dead end, but this is a dead end that I want to see. So the regular closet and the walk-in closet, I don't care as much about those. They have way fewer items now. This is the one. So it will have keys and gems for sure, but it'll also have at least 1 special item in it. The study, I want to see this a lot now. Because of the gem redraw. As the days progress, it's getting easier and easier for me to get extra gems. I don't know if I want to see it commonplace, but I will want to see it more than once every like 10 runs. Workshop, I also want to see this quite a bit. I don't know if I want to see it commonplace. Well, the workshop always has a special item in it. It always has, I think we've seen the broken lever in there, which is useful in the power hammer. If it has a battery pack, I think that's also useful for the power hammer. I think I do want this to be commonplace. Yeah, I want to make all these rooms. This one, not so much. It just has 1 gem, but it has a good special ability. So, yeah. It's tempting to take all the rooms that this shows you, just make everything commonplace. What this will do is make every room pretty much have an even chance to be shown to you in the drafting pool, which I guess is fine, but at a certain point I want to find the rooms I don't want to see anymore and make those really, really rare. So, you know, swap things up, because if everything's commonplace, then nothing is, so to speak. Not to call syndrome on you. I don't want to draft the outer room until I have the armory and at least 1 die. At least 1 dice. Do I want 10 steps? Sure, I also want to just get rid of this because the den is already going north and so is the conservatory. I don't need another pathway here. Alright, car keys is really not helpful to me, but thank you. The garage is like one of the like early room, like biggest drop-offs. Yeah, it still has 3 keys in it, which is nice, but after the earliest parts of the game, I never really want to see the garage again. Observatory is nice, but I want to open up more pathways, so we're going to do this. I'm not going to be able to open that until I get a sledgehammer or a key. Nursery's always... You know what? No, I'm going to do storeroom. I'm going to do this. Just get the items. Alright, I'm going to save the key, though. I'm not going to open the lock trunk yet. I have 2 lock trunks and 1 key. I'm going to wait till I have more keys, and we're going to head this way. Tunnel. Do I want to? I could just tunnel. No, I can't tunnel all the way up. There's something in the way. Because you always draw a tunnel. You can actually tunnel all the way to the back end of the house, which is interesting. Maybe I'll do that on another day that I'm not looking for anything. I'll throw the day away. Draw this room. Oh, excuse me. Wow. That was a sudden sneeze. Was not expecting that. Library is going to the left. That's fine with me. Yeah, let's actually do this and see if I can get the bookshop. I think I've checked out all the books so far. Oh, no. The drafting strategy number 5. We haven't seen this one yet. It's not going to necessarily have anything that we've never seen before, but it might have some tips that we haven't considered yet in this playthrough. So, the death of drafting, a fear every architect faces. Every architect has experienced it. You're drafting your house room by room and everything is going smoothly. Suddenly, you realize there's only a single path available for expansion and it's imperative you draft a hallway or else your design will have no hope of further development. But on the critical draw, the drafting gods offer you nothing but dead ends, rooms with no exit, and even fewer prospects. Dead ends are the death of dreams, the death of plans, and the death of expansion. In short, they are the death of your house. But are they genuinely as daunting and menacing as they appear? Perhaps beneath their morbid exterior, dead ends hold some inherent value. In this volume of drafting strategy, we will delve deeper into the world of the grave than any architect has ever dared to draft to discover once and for all if there is any life beyond the dead end. And here's a picture of Diraxus. I don't remember if we saw anything with the guy's name on it yet, but we have seen this angel in the catacombs. So after solving the puzzle in the tomb with the other 7 angels, you go down the stairs and then you have to... This big skull guy with the wings, you have to pull on his scythe. That's not a euphemism, although it could be if you want it to be. And that opens up the further stuff down there. I think we've only done that once, though. No exit strategies. A dead end is any room that lacks another door by which to exit. Yep, that's what it is. It's an understandable instinct to want to avoid these rooms while drafting your houses. They limit your available paths for growth. However, seasoned architects quickly learn that you do not want to completely ignore them. A very common mistake that beginners make is picking the room with the most doors while drafting, ignoring all other factors, but every house needs some dead ends. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say it's a mistake for beginners, because when you're first starting, you do want to avoid dead ends. They're not going to help you really, really early on in the game, and you need to practice making extra paths through the house. But at a certain point, if you have enough paths, you can't really make any more without sort of cutting off your other paths, so to speak. So yeah, like in this picture over here, down on the bottom right there, the entrance hall goes up to the hallway. Now imagine if drafting instead of a closet, you drafted a room that moved up. Well, since the hallway already moves into that space, it's kind of a waste of a thing there, so you might as well put a dead end here. So at a certain point, once you have enough pathways, it's best to cut them off because you already have no other place to go, and it gets the dead ends out of your draft pool. Don't be afraid of drafting a few dead ends. Each dead end room an architect drafts removes that floor plan from the draft pool. Ah, what I just said. Thank you. The more dead ends you draft, the less likely you are to draw them later on when decisions are more critical. The key is figuring out a way to draft dead ends without blocking off your house's potential for expansion. Dropping a dead end room on the rank behind you is a great strategy to accomplish this. Helps you pick up some extra resources before continuing to higher ranks. In general, you should be trying to fill up every open slot in your house before moving north. Yep. That's true. There's not really a reason to go south. Her Ladyship's chamber is the only room that requires it. Every other room can be drafted from any direction for the most part. And actually, some cannot be drafted south. A garage cannot be drafted south. And since you start at the south end, like there's really no benefit to going north and then coming back south. It just wastes steps. If you want to use the most sort of efficient step layout of your house, you want to draft sort of going up one by one and have lots of short branching paths rather than one big path up and then back down. Grave mistakes. Introduction to the tomb. As foreboding as a black bordered floor plan may seem, Tomb stands out as one of the most straightforward strategies centered around dead ends. This floor plan can only be drafted from the grounds, considered one of the outer rooms. As such, it can be drafted at the very start of the day, if you're lucky. Otherwise, you come back with a couple dice and you can guarantee it'll happen, allowing architects to know immediately whether their strategy should be focused on dead ends or not. The tomb itself is a vast crypt filled with shadowy alcoves and creepy recesses. The entire space was designed by early Armenian architects to evoke a sense of mystery and intrigue, perfect for those who are appreciative and skeptical of dead end architecture. The 8 Aegeran angels of that early era are scattered throughout the tomb's chambers are a memento of times past, and you will certainly be seeing a lot of them and employing a tomb-centered strategy, as you'll likely be making several visits here throughout the day. No, you won't. I'll tell you why. A successful tomb strategy depends on 3 crucial factors: finding shops, amassing enough steps to allow for return trips to the grounds, and drafting as many dead ends as possible. This strategy is perfect for those who love risk and great rewards. My personal recommendation is never make the tomb's ability your strategy, because you have to go out there every time, which means you do need a lot of steps. And yeah, like you've seen as I play, it's pretty rare that steps are a factor in my day as far as like I have to make sure I don't do XYZ because I won't have enough steps. I usually get everything I want done in the day, and if I'm unable to do so, it's because I just drafted poorly. Could be luck or it could just be a bad decision. It's rare that I'm like, oh, I could be having a great day here. I just don't have enough steps. I'm doing pretty good there. But if I were to go back out to the tomb every time I wanted money, that would suck, because it spreads 5 gold to the tomb every time you draft a dead end. Well, the question is, do you want to go back after every dead end, waste a bunch of steps for 5 gold, or do you want to get all your dead ends and then go back for one big hunk of change, at which point you don't need to buy anything because you've already explored your full house? The tomb's ability is best used if you draft a conference room. So if you draft a tomb, then try to draft a conference room immediately so you can get the money in the house. But as you can see by our ever-growing allowance, this is becoming less and less useful every second. So we don't. Also, here's the Angel Vea with the chimney sweep. I think we already knew Vea was the chimney sweep. I think we know like 5 or 6 of them, but not all of them yet. Grounds for termination. Architectural Digest's Guide to Outer Rooms. Tomb isn't the only dead end you'll find on the grounds. There are a total of 8 outer rooms, which are rooms that are draftable from outside the house. These floor plans are unique not only in where they can be drafted, but also in the fact they are floor plans that cannot lead to the expansion of further rooms, making them the perfect candidates for dead ends. They are also able. Well, they are all dead ends. They're not candidates for. They're just all dead ends. They're also able to be drafted at the very beginning of the day, which allows architects to plan out their strategy with greater precision and purpose. For example, on a schoolhouse day, architects will prioritize acquiring gems to pay for the extra classroom floor plans. I should do this at some point. I really just should do this. We haven't really gone. Did we get to like grade 2 with the classroom the day we did it? I don't remember how far we got. We just didn't get very far, but I feel like we should do this soon. Whereas on a hovel day, they will focus entirely on getting lots of extra steps. Yeah, I'm never going to use the hovel again. We used it the one day when we first got it, but now I haven't had a reason to do the hovel. Outer rooms of note. Hovel grounds for termination may have been a play on words for the title of this article, but it certainly wasn't a joke to the former groundskeeper Denny Ravane, who made his home while employed on this estate in this humble bedroom. This poor guy, like, I'm aware that they're saying he was like the mail thief or whatever, and he did a bad job, but they had him live outside in this hovel, which was really shitty, and then they decided to like put him on blast in this official book. That's pretty mean. But yeah, I don't use this because like I use steps instead of gems, which means I don't need gems anymore, and I have to use steps. So like the more special rooms I make, the quicker I go through them, and then it is a real big deal about running out of steps. And I'm not struggling for gems yet. There's been a couple times I haven't been able to draft what I want because of gems, but it doesn't happen all the time. Toolshed, Groundskeeper's Toolshed is often a great draft choice to find useful items like shovel or sledgehammer. Those are pretty common in there. There's an item that I think only appears in here. Did we get the gear wrench yet? Because if not, I'm just going to tell you about the gear wrench. It allows you to adjust the rarity of mechanical rooms every time you draft one, which may seem like, why would I do that when I have the conservatory? Well, conservatory doesn't usually give you the option for the mechanical rooms, and I have a thought about the mechanical rooms I'll get to in a minute. One of these days I'll talk about the mechanical rooms, why I want to be adjusting them. Trading post. Even better items can be found at the trading post, that is, if you have something valuable to offer. The shop is frequented by local farmers and hunters who supply the estate with goods in exchange for a few shiny trinkets. Okay. Um, the trading post, though, you have to make sure that you have something. So if you draft at the beginning of the day, you probably can't trade anything. Uh, there's never a time when you need, or there's like an item that can only be gotten from the trading post. Every item is collectible some other way. So it's just, if you have a day where you have tons of items, trading posts can be good because you might have a ton of items that are useless to you and you can get rid of them and get something that might be useful. Root cellar. Most of the vegetables and fruits obtained from the locals are preserved in the subterranean cellar. When winter arrives, these stored goods are frequently traded back, providing them with a reliable source of sustenance during the colder months. Um, this is also not a super useful room. It makes more dig spots in your house. We've done this once. The only times I can think that's useful is if I like set up a lab experiment where every time I dig up trash, something happens, because the more digging times, the more trash times. But otherwise, I avoid the root cellar. It doesn't do anything for me. The root cellar and hovel are two that peak very very early game, and then you never need them again. Even further underground, provisions are also stored in the estate's bomb shelter. The purpose of this, of course, like the root cellar, is preservation. However, in this case, it's the preservation of people rather than food against fallout, radiation, and red rooms, and the red guard, as the note in the shelter says. Now, with the new update, actually, it's about like 2 weeks old now. The update that keeps safes open, the shelter is actually a good draw for a gem. Because it used to be you do the time lock safe the first time to get the red letter and the gem, but it's a bit of a hassle to do that every time. So every time I draft the shelter, I wouldn't go back down. But now that the safe remains open forever, if I draft the shelter, I'll go down and grab the free gem. So you can just start your day with a free gem. Enshrined Ideals, Introduction to the Shrine. The last outer room. Wait, we talked about 5, 6, 7. Yeah, there's only 8. The last outer room is a floor plan with a function that isn't as straightforward as the others. Just what is a blessing? How much gold do I need to give? How long does it last? The shrine is a space of reverence, a mystical cavern filled with the glow of candlelight, and those that show respect and pay tribute are blessed by the unseen forces that guide this world. Blessings are persistent benefits that last several days and are bestowed upon the reverent visitors who have made an offering of gold. The type and duration of blessing can differ depending on the amount of gold given, but the more gold you offer, the longer the blessing will last. Yeah, and it's in increments of 2, which the book doesn't say, but we know because I know everything and I've just told you. These blessings are not in the order that you get them here. So the first blessing is actually Blessing of the Dancer. We've done that. Lets you spin floor plans for a gem. Great if you have a lot of gems around. Next was a Blessing of the High Roller. Every time you draft a shop, you gain an ivory die. And you gain 10 gold whenever you roll an ivory die. Thought it was 5. Was that updated? That might have been updated. Um, Next up was the Blessing of the Gardener. Adds 8 courtyards. After that, I think was the Blessing of the Chef, which is so underwhelming I will never use it again. For each different type of spread you do today, add an extra dish to the dining room. These other 4 we'll see. Next time I get the shrine, I'll do them in order here. Blessing of the General, after you draft a red room, if you have at least 5 different ranks containing red rooms, gain 5 gems. We'll see. This isn't as useful as you would think. Um, Blessing of the Tinkerer, I think, comes after that. Whenever you draft a mechanical room, trigger your current experiment. Could be nice, but I never found a use for it. Blessing of the Monk, if you call it a day in a room on your estate, you will draw that room while drafting from the grounds the following day. This means that, let's say, I'm in the library here. If I call it a day while this is active, I go out to draft an outer room, I can put the library outside. Um, you might think, why on earth would anyone do that? Well, there can be a couple of reasons. One is to guarantee the appearance of a certain room and to give it to you immediately at the start of the day. It can be great. Like I could draft an attic in the outer room, just start my day with 8 items. Finally, the Blessing of the Berry Picker. While drafting, instead of picking a floor plan, you can pick a berry. If you do, draft a random floor plan from your draft pool, disregarding rarity. You only get a few berries. This one can be interesting as well. Because it is entirely random, it's not something you can rely on. But it is something that if you get a really crappy draft, you can just pull a berry and then hope the game gives you something less crappy. What else we got? Top 5 dead ends, as selected by the editorial staff of Drafting Strategy. The Attic, of course. If Toolshed's good, Attic is really good. Even a steep gem cost, which I've gotten rid of because I am based and Attic pilled. This room cannot be passed up. It always pays for... The study is likely the most powerful room for the experienced architect who no longer has difficulty accumulating gems or solving chess portmanteaus. We've already done that chess thing, but this is a good room to have, so that's why I made it easier to get. Coat check. More than any other room, Coat check allows architects to center their strategies on a specific item of their choice. We definitely like this. The hovel. No. The risk may scare off some. It doesn't scare me off. It's just it is no longer necessary. I don't worry about gems, and if I'm spending steps for impressive rooms, I have a much shorter day. I don't like that. If you see your steps as expendable resource, sure. But yeah, I don't know. It means that I either have really short days or I can't draft rooms I like. And then gems are useless. I have so many ways to get gems. I'm not worried about it. Secret passage. Surprisingly, this room is actually categorized as a dead end, allowing architects to use in both dead end and color-specific strategies. Secret passage is a great room as well. Mail-in sweepstakes, dead end contest. And remember, we saw the sweepstakes as one of the trophy awards. So on January 20th, 1989, Taro Martiz shocked the world of architecture by drafting 19 dead ends in one day. Not a lot apparently happens in the world of architecture if this was a big deal. Can you beat his record? So we have to draft 20 or more dead ends in a single day, win 200 gold, who cares? And the trophy of sweepstakes, that's what we want. And then there's a bunch of fine print that I just don't care about. We don't have a magnifying glass. Maybe we'll come back and look at it later. Word from the editor. As we conclude this haunting October edition of Drafting Strategy, we trust you have unearthed the darker side of architectural design and found inspiration in the morbid realm of death and dead-end rooms. From the despair of a drafted lavatory, yeah, I feel that, to the chilling allure of the tomb, we believe that even the most eerie aspects of our world can spark creative brilliance in the architect's mind. As you venture forth into the shadows, remember that there is a certain beauty in the unknown and the macabre. Embrace the challenge of designing spaces that both captivate and unsettle, that provoke contemplation of our own mortality and the secrets that lie beyond. Cool. Well, I'm glad I got to yap at you for 10 minutes about all of that. That does nothing in it. Where am I going? Not going that way. I have completely forgotten what I'd be doing today. I think I want dice. I want to figure out a way to get dice in my inventory, although I do want the bookshop. I don't think I have enough money for the books I really, really want. Yeah. All 3 of these books are really important. I mean, all of these are. The drafting strategy is just helpful, but these other 4 are pretty much necessary. Unless you happen to already know everything in those books, in which case, you know, just do the things they tell you to do. But I need some money. Commissary goes the wrong way, and it will drain me of my money. The chapel also does, but it's such a small drain, I don't... Like, if I end up with 39 coins because of this, I'll be mad, but it's not going to happen. It's fine. Spare room, closet. Observatory? Let's throw this in here. Gems, yes please. Key. Apples more delicious, yeah, so I'll take all that. Yeah, this is why I don't take the hovel, because if I had the hovel, all those gems would be useless. I'd have no reason for any of them. Terrace is good. All of these rooms are going to dead end, so I think I'm going to take the one that actually is a dead end. And now if I see, say, a courtyard, it's free. Hey, and there's a shovel in here. Yeah, even if you don't have a green room strategy for the day, it's always good to draft them if you see them, because they tend to have items in them. Security is a good room because I now get access to the computer. I have the key card, so let's turn this security way up. Keycard settings, security level. And I don't think I ever really need to do this again unless I don't have the keycard to start the day, which will happen from time to time. But basically I want to draft a break room every day and then end the day there Unless something else is happening strategy-wise. Oh, right. Let me go on the network, because I have the network thing. And do that. Do I want an item... As I was talking about... No, to get burning glass... I'll place a special order for magnifying glass. Because this way, maybe I get that and the metal detector I get to make a burning glass in the workshop, which I've now made commonplace. And then I go out that way. So I don't need the armory. There's something with this. We saw that note in the safe house. I'm still thinking about that. We'll get there. Boudoir. It's going to dead end, but it's going to give me the dice that I need. So now all I need to do is find the armory. And or make a burning glass. But I have two options now. And I don't have either item for the burning glass. But if I do get it, I will guarantee either the trading post or the tomb. Boiler room? I would prefer a room that goes up, really. What would be the use of this? I still haven't powered the pump room, but until I draft the pool, the pump room won't even happen. So this is a bad place to put the boiler room. You know what? Closet's going here. Get this dead end out of my pool. And then... now it's going to be tricky. I do need to get up this way if I want this day to go anywhere. Unless I get an armory. If I get an armory, I'm willing to tank the day. I know it means the bookshop isn't doing anything, but I'm willing to tank my whole day just to take care of one of these candle things. Because once you do them, they're permanent. All candles that you light are permanent. So I want to do them when I get an opportunity. This can be a dead end. Or it can go left. It doesn't matter to me. What do I think is more likely? A series of straightaways here, or a curve and then a straightaway? I think the funeral parlor. I don't want to play the game yet. It's only 2 gems. I want to wait till I get more. Let's take this with me, in case I need it. Let's go... Courtyard is good here, because it's free. So... Oh, safe deposit box key. I could get a vault today. Although it's unlikely. Let me look at this over here and find the vault. Where is it again? Vault is there. Standard. Oh, I could get it pretty easily. It's kind of annoying then that it hasn't been showing up because... Oh, whatever. I don't want it here, of course. I want a spare room. Get that out of my draft pool. Nothing in it, but that'll be fixed at some point, I think. A workshop goes here pretty good. Bedroom's okay. This is going to end the day, so we're not going to do it. Thing with a workshop is it'll have... Okay, lockpick is fine. I was going to say it'll have an item I can use to make burning glass, maybe, but no. Is that possible? Burning glass is metal detector plus magnifying glass. So no, I don't think either of those show up here, but they might. Can't make anything with that. Let's go with this. I'm gonna say yes to the veranda. Excuse me. Okay. Sledgehammer's fine. I do have those locked trunks, now that I think about it. But what I really want now is a room that'll give me one of the other 2 things. Patio. Let's take that. It's gonna put a gem here. Yep. Oh wow, there's a lot of stuff there. Oh, metal detector. That's one of the items. So as long as there's a magnifying glass somewhere, we can just take care of this without an armory. But otherwise, I do need an armory. Kitchen, drawing... I'm going to take drawing room. There's more exits from here. And I get my gem right back. And there's something beeping. Ah, I'll take it. This commissary is facing the wrong way, but not in a way that ends the day. It just means I got to be really careful about what happens after. Laboratory goes the right way, but I don't need the lab for anything. Like, now that I can get to the laboratory from any computer, this room doesn't have anything in it that I really care about. Do I want to do this? Because if there's a magnifying glass, I don't remember if I ordered a magnifying glass, but if I did order one and it's in here, then I'm good. That I get to do what I want today. But if it's not in here, then it makes it much more difficult because I have to go around this way, and I might have to use these. So you know what? I think it's better to take the risk here and take the gym. And then down here, try to get something. Lab is bad. Office is fine. Do I want it? I'll get one of the gems back, but that's really all the office is going to do. Yeah, I can spread coins, but I don't really need to. It might give me enough coins to buy something from the bookshop. It's possible, but I'd have to find the coins. But I'm not worried about that. I got plenty of steps. So let's go on here, run payroll. I don't remember if I will... No, that's servants' quarters and maid's chamber is where that goes. So if I draft either of those... I don't want to draft maid's chamber, though. I'm never going to do that. Let's actually log in and see email, because this is the only place I can see it. Nah, no, it's still nothing. Oh, right, because I can't get any new stuff. So it doesn't matter that I now have access to the email from any computer. I can't... That's what I got. I didn't get the power to see emails. I got the power to see them from any computer. Kitchen is fine here, but I prefer a straightaway to go this direction because I already have that. Yeah, let's put the corridor there. Freezer is a pretty good room, but I don't want it yet. Let's put the bedroom here. Nice. That's what I want here. Ah, there we go. The armory. Now we just have to hope that the torch is on sale. And it is. We win. Now we have to do this twice because there's two rooms I want. I want the trading post and I want the tomb. Both of which have things for this, and I can only have one per day. So if I want to do it this way, instead of getting a burning glass, I will have to keep the armory for at least one more day after this. Let's add another star. And let's, just in case. I've given up on the bookshop now that I'm buying stuff here, so I don't care about my money anymore today. The bookshop will be there for another day. It is totally fine. Of course, I did spread coins throughout the house, so I could maybe find enough. The metal detector I have will certainly help with that. Yes, sirree, Bob. Can I make anything here that I haven't made before? I can make this. Let's make the detector shovel. There. Greater chance of finding these, and digging is better, so... That's usually the first item people make, detector shovel, because it's two items that are very easy to find. But I just forgot to make it in this round. I just would never think about it, because I don't really use it, because I already have the detector and I already have the shovel. Making a separate item out of them usually isn't what you need, because the extra coins and keys you find don't really make much more of a difference than just having the metal detector. And also, now I can't make things like the power hammer. Wait, no, not power hammer. Jackhammer. Can't make that because I'm already using the shovel. Can't make the pick, lock, whatever that I made one time because I've used the metal detector up. Oh, cool. Keys. The other trunk was in the den. I don't know exactly what I'd be looking for in these. Maybe more coins? I mean, I could make the tomb and then try to draft a bunch of dead ends, then go to the bookshop and try to buy a book, but I would really need to get a lot of coins from these dead ends. Or I could draft a vault. A vault would certainly just fix that. Alright, trading post and or tomb. One of those two will work. And then this puzzle will be solved. That's why we got the dice. And trading post is there. So we're taking that one today. We're not trading anything here. So we can light this guy up. And then the game automatically puts us back, which is too bad. I'd love to stand right there. Just wanted to see what happens if I stood right next to it. Also, this is not a safe place to stand either. The safe place to stand is here. But okay. This opens up a hole in the wall. Now this area, does it tell us what this area is called? It's called Upgrade Disc Land. Christoph, here's the rest of your share, 40 gold, from the moonshine shipment we made last week. Oh, scandal. This may be the last batch for quite some time, as I feel it's no longer worth the risk, especially given Anne's continually increasing suspicion. But I do need to ask another small favor of you. Next week when you take the Baron to town, if you could fabricate some excuse to delay your return by an hour or two, I'd be much beholden to you. Denny. So this guy's really up to a lot of trouble. He's working with Christoph, who's the guy in the garage, the note from way back. There's this note about Christoph, this is the third time that you've sucked at your job or something like that. So, first things first, there's money here. Now, the dynamite's exploded forever. This area is always going to be here, but this gold is only here today. So we're going to take it. This is the only day we can get that gold. Next day that we draft the trading post, there will be no gold in here. So what's the point, you may ask? Well, is there a point? So this area is called, it doesn't tell you, but it's called the Still. Like, you're supposed to figure out what that means. Like distillery, I guess. This is where they're making their moonshine to run. So that might come up later. But otherwise, it's just the 40 gold. Just the one-time 40 gold thing from the dynamite. But it's good that we got that, because now we could actually trade for, what's it? The bookshop stuff. No? Wind-up key coin purse. Oh, I never did the game, but I could get a free coin purse out of this. Magnifying glass would have helped, but I don't need it anymore. Coin purse, lucky rabbit's foot, lockpick kit, lucky rabbit's foot, coin purse. They really want me to have coin purse and lucky rabbit's foot. Morning star, lucky rabbit's foot, lucky rabbit. Why do you guys want me to have that so much? Lucky rabbit's foot. Upgrade to. I'm not trading that. What do I not need anymore? I'm not gonna play the I'm not gonna play the game. I have 13 gems. I'm gonna take the coin purse from that. Car keys don't really need. I don't need this anymore, so I'm gonna trade for the lucky rabbit's foot. Might find more coins that way, and the coin purse helped me get more so I can buy stuff at the bookshop, because now that's my goal for the day, is to buy stuff at the bookshop. Is there anything else I'd want to trade? This goes for running shoes, I don't care. Morning star for 3 dice. I'm keeping the morning star though, it gives me a star at the end of the day, and I can break open stuff with that, which means I don't need the sledgehammer. Wait, hold on, I have a sledgehammer, do I have a battery pack and a... What else do I make with that? Broken lever or something? No, I don't have all the pieces. This is useful, this is useful, this is useful. Upgrade disc I'm going to use. So let's just run with those. So steps might be an issue if I need to be gallivanting all over the place. But I'm going to make... Can I make an item with these? I only checked for the one thing for the detector shovel. So where am I going? I will eventually head this way, but for now... Yeah, I'm not going to be able to play the parlor game anymore, which is okay. I'm doing pretty good on gems, I guess you could say. And I didn't block myself off completely. I still have a route through the gym. Sledgehammer's not going to go anything. No. Coin purse is not going to go... Oh, it is. It's going to go with the lucky rabbit's foot. We have not made this yet, so let's make the lucky purse. It's probably going to remove their abilities. I forget. This is not an item I exactly make a lot. Lucky purse doubles all coins you find. Well, that's good, because now if we find some coins along the estate, we will find more coins along the estate. So the vault would be an amazing choice now. But I do want to find a dining room. I think that's really what I want to find now. None of this, please. Laboratory is the only thing that moves on. I could redraw and end up completely boned, but this also sort of prolongs the inevitable. No, this gives me 2 options out, which is good. And yeah, the foundation might have dig spots, which could have turnips. Keys is also good. Turnips is good because it restores the steps I so desperately need. Okay, I get it. I get it. Thank you. I got keys. Dining room, please. Master bedroom. That's good. It does block off these spaces here, but whatever. I just need to make sure that I live long enough to get to the place. Compass. Live long enough to get back to the bookshop. I have enough to buy 1 book, but if I could somehow find more money, I might be able to buy 2, maybe even 3 books. No, I'm not buying that stuff. Oh, I also want the break room. This is going to make things tricky because it will sort of block all that off. Let me use this now. And this is better. Yeah, it's better. It blocks off stuff, but not as much as the other one did. With Secret Garden, it's possible to do other stuff. I could make the antechamber a through route. Oh, dear. Shall we see another Alzara prediction? I think we shall, because we're also going to get a bunch of coins from this. I like that. So we have 59, which is good enough for still only 1 book, but I can get any book because the most expensive book is only 50. And as it was foretold.
As it was foretold, I am awakened at the sound of a dropping coin. You find yourself face to face with the great Alzara. And I suspect you wish me to look into your future. The image is becoming clear. I hear the pattering steps of children running in the forest. The joyful echoes of laughter in the courtyard. I see an old man sitting in an even older chair. A seed that has served many generations, each with their own stories, each with their own secrets, each with their own endings, but all in the same chair. What you have heard here has been foreseen by the great Alzara. Until the dawn of the following day, I will have nothing more to say.
Cool. Well, none of that is immediately useful, but he did talk about the chair and the people in the chair, the drawing room, so if we hadn't done any of the puzzles in there, that would have given us a hint for it. Not 100% sure what the other stuff is leading us toward, but it's all stuff we can figure out on our own, which is nice. I mean, actually, every single Alzara prediction gives you hints to puzzles that have hints elsewhere, except I think he's the only one that talks about the red letters. Showroom, I don't want to spend my money. I do want a break room to end the day in. What I'm really looking for is a dining room. And more money. That'd be nice. 4 times 2 is 8, minus 7 is 1. 7 times 2 is 14, minus 3 is 1. 20 divided by 20 is 1. Times 9 times 4 is 36, minus 20 is 1. Some steps with that. Ooh, end of the line. So, what would have the best chance of having money in it? Foyer? Maybe. Locksmith's just spending money. I don't want to spend any money. That's right. We did get at least one thing done today. We're going to get 2 things done. I'm going to buy a book from the good old library. And which way am I going? Not this way. I'm going to head this way. Because it turns out that's the way back. I think I'll have enough steps. I got 50. That is a dead end, so we're going to go this way. Doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doo. Yeah, here, then that's the storeroom, so skip that. Library, my beloved. Right, we spread coins on the estate. Yeah, let's just buy what we can. I'm going to buy a new clue. That's what I'm going to do. I mean, all of these are going to be useful, but I'm going to start with this one. And then potentially find more coins on the estate. No, maybe they didn't spread that many from the office. If I had a conference room, this would not have been a question. Oh. There we go. I'd have to get a lot of coins to actually make this enough to buy a second book. Yeah, it's not quite enough. Doggone it. Yeah, I think I've reviewed every place I could go. Maybe the guest bedroom got coins in it? I think I have enough steps to do that. I still want to end the day in the break room, because at least that way I get to keep... Oh, hold on, there might be in here? I don't see any, so I'm not going to go in there. Well, I'd have 27 steps after that. That would be enough to get back to the break room, but not... Okay, you know, I'm going to risk it. Nah, that was stupid. There is nothing in here. Okay. Guest bedroom is another room I haven't been in since I spread coins, so is there coins in here? And also 5 steps because I got the sleeping mask, so good job. Me, nothing in there. Yeah, that's that. I'm not going to be able to buy the other book. I am being taunted here by being that close to having enough coins. I can't make any more items, can I? Don't think so. That's fine. I think there's only 8 contraptions you can make in the game, and I've made 6 or 7 of them now. Sometimes I'm just making them so I check them off the list, because they're not all incredibly useful. The detector shovel is not the most useful thing ever, for instance. Okay. This is where we're ending our day. And it was a good day. We bought a book. We exploded the trading post and got the hidden still. Which is really only useful for getting us that money right now. But who knows? We might find a use for that later. And that's all. Thanks for watching, everybody. I am Key of W, and you are not. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.